Welcome to Reviews, Hits, and a Piece of Cake. Let me entertain you. Just sit back, relax, enjoy it. Okay? Let me entertain you. No. No. Am I too high? I think I'm just a little bit too high.
A nigga jury real metal like a can no bleak. I went from rag to riches to a feature with tip.
Hi, welcome to episode 5. Oh my god, 5 episodes. We 5 episodes in already. 5 episodes in already. Oh my god, this week I'm so excited about reviewing this week because it's funny how both of the shows that I watched are like currents. They interconnect with each other. So it's very, 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 very cool. Thank you for watching. If you watch episodes 1 through 4, thank you. If you're watching this one now, if you're first time, welcome. It's very interesting because your seer was pissing me off. This episode, pissing me off. Well, not pissing me off, but he made things so difficult. This episode. So this is about Nori's first opportunity to write her first episode. She's a writer on a show, and this is her first time that she actually get to write the whole episode. And she shares the good news with Yasir, but he's happy, genuinely happy for her. And when she comes home and tells him, like, hey, I got my first show. I get to write my first episode. And she says, okay, when you come to the screening, the live screening of it, I want you to bring one of your scripts and I want you to show it to my agent. And Yasir is a struggling writer. That's why he came out to LA and to pursue his dreams as a writer. And the fact that Nori is well established, she's writing on a hit show, especially back in the 90s where black women writing was rare. So she have all these opportunities and he's still struggling. So his pride as a man just stops them for being great, which is so annoying. But these prideful men and their attitudes towards their women, and it's not a negative attitude, it's just like, I can't use my woman for opportunities for myself, which is quite heartbreaking because it's like, you should be able, if you claim that you love your woman, you should be able to be like, okay, I can use your help. But most men, they want to provide, they want to conquer, it's hard for them to be vulnerable. And he ended up missing the show because he had this whole attitude about the way Nori is so, neglectful, and not necessarily neglectful, but she just kept forgetting to check on him, or she kept forgetting, like, I think his name wasn't on the list to get into the studio, and he was upset about that. Finally got to the front door. He's having problems with the security guard. She comes out right before this show started, the live show taping. This is her first experience that she missing because she's messing with this nigga. He's outside arguing. She misses the whole thing. Now her producer, her manager is like, listen, you cannot lose these great opportunities for a man. And one thing that I love is that she still stood up for him, because most women would have been like, you right, the nigga ain't good for me, I'm on a different kind of level than him in life. And she stood up for him. She stood up for him to her producer and was like, the man is talented, he just need a chance. And it ended up with him like, listen, I'll give it a chance. Since you standing up for him, since you vouching for this man, don't disappoint me. And I feel like the fact that she just believes so much in their love and she just believes so much in Yasir, she don't care what nobody thinks. and she believes in him. And when they get home and they have this conversation and they have this little argument, it ended up with them, they landed on the floor, and it's like both of them open up to the ideal of love. It seems like we get into this whole, oh my God, I'm in love, but you never know what it takes to maintain that love, that effort. It's so easy to fall in love with somebody that's great for you, but it's that effort that makes it have that longevity. That I can be open with you, I can show you that this is what it really is. This is what this struggle that we having right now, this struggle with pride and careers and money that we're having right now, and the way that we're handling it as a couple, as a team, means something. It means something. It means something. And that's where that longevity of love comes from, and that vulnerability of a man being able to let his woman not even provide, but allowing his woman to be a woman. Because you allowing her to be this woman is what's going to help you become this man that you should be for her. So the shit was just good. The shit was good, and the season finale is this week. Okay. Insecure. There was no power. Please know that there was no power this week. But Insecure, this was such a good episode. This was the first episode, I guess, in the first 2 seasons. I mean, since the show started, that Molly, Issa's best friend, was not in this episode, and it was really highlighting who Daniel is. Which Daniel is the nigga that Issa cheated on Lawrence with. You know, now what made them break up or whatever. So now she's staying with Daniel, and they've been friends for years or whatever. But Daniel, everybody knows that I got a crush on Tristan Wilde, Mac Wilde, you know, real life crush. But that goddamn Daniel, what's his real name? Yelan. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we see who Daniel is as a man. We've been introduced to Daniel as like, oh, you know, the friend, then she cheated, then he tried to, you know, win her heart or whatever. But now we're actually able to see like this man, he's this music producer. And when we first met him, we thought that he was the shit, you know, working with Ty Dolla $ign and shit. But now we actually see that he's actually struggling as an artist. And it's the same thing with your seer. They are so passionate about the art that they create that it's like, okay, I take pride in this. This is what I do. This is my 9 to 5. And I dated a guy that was so devoted to his art that it was so inspiring for me as an artist. Because you see a man that, you know, he put his heart and soul. He not listening to his mama that's telling him to go get a job. This is what it is, and this is what Daniel is, but we see that he's struggling. And we see how Issa's struggling financially because she's sleeping on this nigga couch, and it's like, you know, come on, I need to be, her finances aren't where they are, so they both are in these vulnerable states in their lives because this is real life, this is their livelihood. And for them to come together and they actually support each other. You know, last week, you know, it was about like how Issa was tripping and she don't let him in. This episode, we were able to see her let her guard down to Daniel, and we finally find out how they complement each other and how could they possibly be good for each other. It was only 30 minutes. It was such a good episode. I might go and watch it again just because I liked it so much. And I really, really like the fact that they're actually trying to see how Issa and how, like, to see this relationship develop. I hope it goes great because I really do like them together. And they so damn fine. It's just crazy to my dreams. Not the original one by Gopel. Gopel, I think that's how you say it. But the one that Drake made, because for me it's a real throwback. It's a real throwback. And and it just makes me feel good because I'm an artist. And when I watched how these men, how Yasir and Daniel are so passionate about the things that they love, about the things that people would tell them, like, listen, you can't make it as a music producer, you can't go to LA and make it as a writer. And how, you know, even though these are two fictional characters, these are real life, these are depictions of real life and real life people that go through these struggles. And especially as black men, when you're so passionate about your art, sometimes you lose focus of what's really important as well as your art. And it's the women that's in your life, and you have to learn how to start appreciating them when they are, you know, when they're being supportive. And I spoke about that last week when I say that men can tell when you bushing and when you're when you're trying too hard, and when you are genuinely being supportive of them. And these two black men, it was, you know, talented black men that, you know, yes, we don't need no more producers and writers, but every black man has a story. And every man, period, it has nothing to do with color, but every man has a story. And especially whether you're starting a business, where you know, pursuing your dreams as a writer, as a designer, whatever you're doing, if you're working towards that promotion, always take pride in that. And that's what these two men were. That they were prideful, and that pride, it could be detrimental, but it could also be so beautiful, and would distinguish, you know, a man from a boy. That can say, okay, eventually, I think that, you know, at the end of Insecure, Daniel ended up running into an old friend that was a music producer. And, you know, Issa had to be like, listen, like, but niggas really make up things in their mind about, you know, pride and not being able to just suck certain things up, because the people that actually wants to see you win and genuinely cares about you is willing to put in that extra work, and they're not going to judge you for that. Like Drake said, you know, I've been Urkel for some years, it's better being Jaleel. And, you know, if you know Family Matters, you know that reference, okay? And it's like, it's okay to be Urkel for some years, because you have to learn the skill, you have to get some tough skin, and whatever thing that you want to do, if you want that promotion, if you want to be that writer, if you want to be that producer, if you want to be in whatever you want to do, if you want to start that food truck, it's like you're going to have to grow just grow your skill. And sometimes when we feel, especially black men, when they feel like they're too good to ask for help or to even accept help. And I these two episodes, there's something so great about seeing the vulnerability of these men and allowing these men to put their guard down and be like, I can put my pride aside because these people really truly do care about me, or this woman truly cares about me and she wants to see me win. You know, you just be so close to your dreams. When you put in the work, it's going to come, and you can't miss your opportunities because your pride is niggas. Episode 5. Love Is season finale is this week, but Power will be back, and I know you will be too. Episode 5. Thank you.
Same rappers that's all in your face saying Drake is whack. I'm checking my availability just to make a track. I promise, mama, I'ma do it cause I know I put you through it. I know I put you through it, baby. And
Bands out the grocery store, they stuff with ladies. Hey, she try make the extras, I tell on these bitches.